Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome on into a very special and interesting video. Today I think that this video is going to interest people who both like LEGO, as well as people just that enjoy What If. And it's hard to talk about since today it's a Wednesday and we didn't get a new episode of What If, and to think of what if there was no COVID, or what if there was no problems with the animation studios, we would have a season 1 with 10 episodes, a complete story ending today instead of what they had to do, which was, if you haven't heard, because of COVID and the impact that it had on specifically one animation studio, they had to shrink the season down. And they had a choice. They could have delayed it further into 2021 or grab one episode and throw it into season 2, which the whole show as a whole has actually been shrunk. It was going to be actually 20 episodes, 10 episodes for each season. Now it's 9 and 9. So kind of sad. That means that there's actually 2 completely canceled episodes that we will just never know about, because the one that was supposed to be in this season has been pulled into season 2. So what is that episode, you might be wondering? Well, we actually saw it in the finale last week, and that was the episode with Gamora and Tony Stark. And we first actually heard about this episode a long time ago, back in 2019, from a quote from Jeff Goldblum about recording for What If. He said this episode included the Grandmaster and Iron Man, so Robert Downey Jr. will do the voice for that, which, you know, he was just assuming. But then Korg, Taika Waititi, had already recorded his lines for that. So, what are we talking about here? There was going to be an episode with Iron Man meeting the Grandmaster and Korg on Sakaar. And as things kind of progressed in 2021, we actually saw a leak for this really cool looking Iron Man Hulkbuster suit. And it was really colorful. It was like turquoise and things like that. And it was a part of a leaks with other things, with like the Ultron that we saw at the end with the Infinity Stones, and a couple of other things that we just hadn't known about coming. And it actually confirmed things that had been leaking information-wise for LEGO to come in the minifigure series. So it was just really interesting that all these worlds were kind of colliding, in terms of we were getting tidbits of information from the LEGO community as well as just outside the LEGO community, and they were all kind of putting together this puzzle piece of this episode. And we realized that the episode was actually going to be about what if Tony Stark didn't make it through the wormhole back in the first Avengers from 2012, and instead made it through another wormhole and landed on Sakaar, and wound up competing, with Jeff Goldblum's quote here, competing in the Contest of Champions, and met Korg along the way. But what we didn't know was that Gamora was going to be connected to that, which we of course just found out last week. So specifically though, we then, a few months later, maybe just a month later, after we saw that leak of the Hulkbuster suit, out of nowhere, we got set number 76194, the Tony Stark Sakaarian Iron Man. This was our first look at anything Disney Plus related for Marvel. We hadn't seen the minifigure series at that time. We hadn't even seen the other What If set. So we were seeing something for an episode that we had seen nothing from the trailers at all. So we were really just like confused by that. And I don't know about you, but a lot of people, including myself, as the season went on, and we're just kind of calculating how many episodes we have left in our head. And, well, we know that there's an episode about Gamora. We know that we have this Lego set about Tony landing on Sakaar and fighting there. So what is that all about? And then, up until, if you didn't know, what they do for the What If was that Mondays they reveal a character poster, Tuesdays they reveal this really cool TVA from Loki teaser trailer with like the branching timelines and everything on a screen, and they reveal the title of the episode and do a little teaser, and then on the Wednesday, boom, they drop the episode. So on Monday we saw the Gamora tease, and then on Tuesday we heard what if the Watcher broke his oath, and then Wednesday we sat down, watched the finale, and we had like maybe over a minute of this story that made absolutely no sense, and that would tie into the finale, and we were meant to follow it. And they had this device that destroyed the Infinity Stones, that used the Soul Stone to do it, and Tony's talking about wanting to create suits of armor around not just the world, around the galaxy. Eitree's there, he's got his hands, they haven't been destroyed yet, they're destroying the gauntlet, and then the Watcher pops up, says that Gamora is the survivor of Sakaar and destroyer of Thanos, and it was just like, what is going on here? And she's playing this part in this team up with all these characters that we have got to meet along the whole season, and then she's just there. And I think that it just really hurt the finale, because we had this character there and we had this moment of confusion of we should have known what's going on, and this device is their whole plan. Meanwhile, it wasn't actually the Watcher's plan, because he knew what was going to happen, but it was the team's whole plan was revolving around Gamora and this device that we have zero connection to. They had said that they actually had one of two options. The first one, to actually delay the season and push it back further into 2021, or they could just grab the episode and throw it into season 2, which is what they wound up choosing to do. Personally, I would have preferred if they delayed the season, pushing it back further into 2021, even into 2022, if it actually meant telling the story that they sought out to tell. And the fact that it had to be incomplete here, and that it impacted the finale in this way, and it just is messy, in my opinion. Now, when it comes to Lego, you can't blame Lego for certain things here. I've seen a lot of blame being pointed at Lego, saying, I can't believe you decided to design this set off of an episode that didn't even air. That's not on Lego at all. At all. You can't blame Lego for Marvel having to delay an episode that they would have sent to Lego to design a toy for. That's not on Lego. If anything, we shouldn't have even had this. It should have been pushed to next year, and we wouldn't even know about it. We wouldn't even know that it existed. It just comes out in 2022, and we would have no idea. What I will, however, blame is their minifigure selections for the what if side of the collectible minifigure series. No, I'm not going to touch all the other characters that you want in that series from the other shows. I'm going to talk specifically about what if. Gamora being in the series and her not really being a part of the show yet, it kind of is really disappointing to look at her and see a spot that could have been filled with Ultron, the main villain here that they set up in the show, Party Thor from an episode that we actually got, Strange Supreme, people's favorite episode of the whole series, would have been great as well. All of those three characters, better pick than Gamora. And you know what you could have done with Gamora is also put her in the what if set over Valkyrie. Another reason why I'm not the biggest fan of the Gamora Thanos is because Thanos, in a very similar outfit, comes in the Sanctuary 2 Endgame final battle. So they could have just shared the same torso printing. Yeah, it wouldn't necessarily be as bulky for Gamora, but it's just so similar. And to get them so close to each other, it's just like, why? And who knows, maybe in another reality they have the perfect minifigure series and they're still on 16 and they got Agatha and Zemo and all those things. But I just think that it's interesting to think about. And I think that what if just lends itself so well to getting more sets and things like that. And we talked about that each week with every episode. I tried to come up with at least one idea for a set. And it makes sense. It's a cartoon animated show. Why wouldn't Lego put the most love and interest into this over other shows? I completely understand that thinking, and at least with myself and other people, we came out of it with absolutely loving it and some people absolutely hating it. So I just thought that I would do this video to talk about what we know about the episode, as well as the fact that we have a product for an episode that we never saw. So it's really interesting. It's kind of unprecedented for Lego. I would love to hear your thoughts about this. Would you have preferred Gamora be in that set and then we get someone else here? I would love to hear it all. But anyways, go check out the minifigure series that I mentioned, the playlist with all of the episode reviews for What If. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.